What's up, people? Hope you're all doing well. So, I'm Vishnu, by the way, and today I want to talk about focus. How powerful is your focus, and why you should invest in focus? Okay, we all have very limited amount of energy. We are human beings, and we do not have the infinite amount of energy. I wish we had, so that we can do many things, but we do not have. So when we have finite amount of time, finite amount of energy, it's very wise to invest very wisely. So let's say you have only 100 units of energy and you are given a task to complete. And the another guy also has the same amount of finite energy and he's given 10 tasks. So who do you think will be able to complete the task? The guy with 100 units of energy and who has been given one task, he will complete the task. And the other guy, he, he will not be even completing even one task. The reason is because now his focus is distracted. He has 10 different things to do and he has to invest in 10 different directions. And now he doesn't know where to focus completely. Even though he knows where to focus, but he only has limited amount of energy. Because of that, he only moves 2 steps further, whereas you are 10 steps ahead and you get the job done. End of the day, we want results, not your effort that people wants to see that you have done something. For example, when you're doing business, you have an offer to people, and the general paradigm of thinking is that when I give offer to people, I have to give them as much value as possible, stuff as much things in the bag and stuff in their mouth, so that you feel that you have given more value and therefore the client is happy. But what's happening is like, because you have added too much value to the client, he feels overwhelmed and he even doesn't get any results. For example, if you are doing one-on-one coaching, the general paradigm of the competitors in the market, they tend to have weekly calls, weekly reports, daily reports, so and so, and always available on WhatsApp, always available to the client. And the client doesn't want it. They might say, but in fact they do not want it. The reality is, you need to create an offer which consists of 80% effort by the client and 20% effort by you. So that is the sweet spot you need to be. The less you do, the more and more results you deliver. Yes, the common paradigm or the common thing in the market, what's happening is like they deliver too much value. And you might be wondering, oh, I can't do that, Vishnu. Like, everyone are doing this thing, and how come I can put less effort and why would they pay more? If you break it down, fundamentally, what does the client want? They want results. They do not want too much stuff in their mouth. The purpose of you doing business is to solve a problem. And you are solving a problem by giving less. So when you solve the problem, why would they care? On the other hand, they are not even solving the problem. And they won't survive for long. For example, when Steve Jobs founded Apple, when he was running Apple, and he had only limited things, and he was only focused on less things. And when he left Apple, the company has added too much stuff into the company, thinking they could give too much value to the market. But it has led them to a point where they had only 90 days to shut down and go bankrupt. And they had no choice and requested Steve Jobs to help them out. And when Steve Jobs came to the company and he saw what's happening around, he eliminated all the garbage that they have accumulated. And he said, all these things aren't valuable. Just focus on two things. Only that two things add value to a company. And those are the things that would build results. So, you need to learn how to give less, but you're giving more. So, how do I put this? There is sun, and the sun is keeping us warm all the time. But when you take a magnifying glass and allow the sun to penetrate the magnifying glass and focus it on a paper, it's going to burn. So that is the power of focus. You use focus to create results. Like sun is there all the time, shining upon us, but not burning us. But if you take a piece of glass, you can use the same energy and transform it into something phenomenal. It is because you're focused. You know you only need little to give the results. Like when I say 80-20 principle, look at everything around you. Like 70% of the planet is water and 30% is the land. And that 30%, the 80% of land is present in 20% of the countries. And 80% of snow is present in 20% of the countries. 80% of crime is done by 20% of people. 80% of health problems are faced by 20% of people. 80% of the city population, 80% of the population lives in the 20% in the cities. So everything follows 80-20 principle. So similar, and you have to follow this principle because everything is a fractal. Everything has a pattern. And the pattern is showing us this is how you get phenomenal results. And end of the day, I want you to look at your offer and see what can you eliminate from your offer so that you can give as much value as possible to the client. Less is more. Learn to starve your mind from giving it all the information. Learn to starve your mind from distractions so that it can focus. With that being said,